You felt it, deep down in the quiet moments when the noise of the world fades. That pull, that whisper of something greater, something only you can build. It's not a fleeting dream or a half-hearted wish. It's your purpose, raw and unfiltered, waiting to be forged into reality. Welcome to the Sigma Male community where we don't just talk about potential, we weaponize it. You know the game is rigged, but you're not here to complain, you're here to win on your own terms. Today we're diving into the unapologetic, no-nonsense process of how Sigma males manifest their purpose into reality. This isn't about shortcuts, feel-good mantras, or waiting for the stars to align. This is about you, your will, and the relentless pursuit of what you were built for. Let's cut through the noise and get to work. 1. Architecting goals from the internal compass, not external noise. Forget chasing trends or applause. The Sigma male's goals are forged in the crucible of self-knowledge, emerging solely from an internal alignment check. He asks himself, does this resonate at my core? Does it build my definition of meaning, freedom, or mastery? These aren't shallow to-do list items. They're deeply intentional blueprints for existence, chosen because they feel inherently right, not because they look good to the crowd. This intrinsic connection is his bedrock. When life throws chaos his way, and it will, this foundational resonance becomes the unwavering fuel that keeps him moving forward. He doesn't grind out of obligation. He builds because the goal is an authentic extension of who he is. External validation? It's just irrelevant noise. The only approval he needs pulses from within. Picture a man standing in the eye of a storm, unshaken while the world spins into madness. That's the Sigma male crafting his purpose. He's not swayed by the latest social media hype or the clamor of societal expectations. His compass is internal, forged through years of rational reflection and a refusal to bend to fleeting pressures. This is Stoic wisdom at its finest, focusing only on what he can control, his mind, his choices, his path. He tunes out the chaos and listens to the quiet truth within. The result is a purpose so rooted that it stands firm against any tempest, guiding him through life's darkest nights with unshakable clarity. 2. Igniting action in absolute silence, the power of unannounced movement. Purpose dies when you shout it from the rooftops too soon. The Sigma male gets this on a visceral level. While others waste energy posting their grand plans for likes and claps, he just moves. No fanfare, no Instagram story, just the quiet click of gears turning. This silent ignition sidesteps the trap of performative planning. He saves every ounce of focus for the act itself. The work isn't for an audience, it's a sacred pact with himself. This isn't about being mysterious, it's about preserving his power. Momentum builds in the shadows, unstoppable because it's free from the weight of external expectations or prying eyes. The first hint of his purpose often hits the world as a finished product, shocking those who never saw it coming. Think of a lone craftsman in his workshop, hammering away at dawn while the city sleeps. That's the Sigma male in action, quiet, deliberate, devastatingly effective. He knows that talking about a goal dilutes its energy, scattering focus into the wind. Instead, he channels Stoic discipline. Act, don't announce. By keeping his moves under wraps, he shields his vision from doubt, criticism, or premature praise. In the silence, he finds clarity. In the shadows, he finds strength. When the world finally catches on, it's not a surprise to him. It's the natural outcome of a man who lets his results roar louder than any words ever could. 3. Forging unbreakable discipline, the engine beneath the calm. Motivation comes and goes like a summer breeze, but the Sigma male builds his empire on the granite of discipline. He crafts ruthless routines, not to trap himself but to set himself free. Beneath his calm exterior hums a machine, showing up every day, tackling the mundane, pushing through when the spark fades. It's not about fleeting feelings, it's about an ironclad commitment to the process. Grand gestures? Overrated. His power lies in the slow burn of small, consistent actions stacking up like compound interest. This disciplined core lets him ride out chaos, stay on course when others crash, and turn the vague idea of purpose into a concrete reality, one relentless step at a time. Imagine a warrior training in the pre-dawn chill, every swing of his blade precise, every breath controlled. That's the Sigma male's discipline, quiet, unyielding, transformative. He leans on Stoic resilience, knowing that life's ups and downs are beyond his control, but his response to them isn't. When motivation dries up, discipline kicks in. When obstacles loom, discipline cuts through. It's not about perfection, it's about persistence. Each day he shows up, he's forging something bigger than the moment, a purpose that grows stronger with every rep. He doesn't wait for inspiration. He creates it through sheer will, turning dreams into reality with the steady rhythm of a man who refuses to break. 4. Cultivating strategic disconnection, sanctuary for the inner signal. Purpose doesn't scream from billboards, it whispers in the gaps between distractions. The Sigma male doesn't just tolerate solitude, he builds it into his life like a fortress. This isn't running away, it's a calculated strike against the modern world's static. Phones buzzing, opinions flying, demands piling up. In this carved-out silence, his internal compass resets. Clarity isn't handed to him. He digs it out in these sacred pockets of stillness. Here, patterns emerge, truths harden, and his next move comes into sharp focus. He guards this space like a general protects his war room, knowing it's where raw instinct becomes actionable vision. Lose this sanctuary and the signal drowns, defend it and he stays locked on target. Picture a lone figure on a mountaintop, the wind howling but his mind razor sharp. That's the Sigma male in his element, using solitude as a tool, not a crutch. Stoic philosophy runs deep here. Strip away the noise and what's left is what you can control, your thoughts, your direction. He doesn't need the world's chatter to find his way. He needs the quiet to hear his own voice. In this disconnection, he sifts through the chaos, finding the signal that guides his purpose. It's not isolation for its own sake. It's a deliberate act of power, a space where he recharges, recalibrates, and returns stronger. The world can wait, his purpose can't. 5. Mastering the fluidity framework, pivoting without losing true north. Stubbornness kills purpose faster than doubt. The Sigma male moves like a fighter, core vision locked, but tactics fluid as water. His why is non-negotiable, a sacred anchor, but the how bends to fit the moment. Markets collapse, plans shift, doors close, he doesn't curse the tide. He watches, assesses, and pivots with a calm that unnerves the frantic. This isn't panic, it's precision. He drops old strategies without a second thought, picks up new skills, adjusts the timeline, all while keeping his eyes on the prize. His strength isn't in digging in his heels, it's in flowing around the blocks, always advancing toward that unshakable goal. Think of a river carving through stone, not by force but by persistence and adaptation. That's the Sigma male navigating life's curveballs. Stoicism fuels this. Accept what you can't change, master what you can. He doesn't waste energy fighting the inevitable. He uses it to find a new path. When the ground shifts, he doesn't cling to yesterday's map, he draws a new one. His purpose isn't a rigid line but a living direction, a star he follows no matter the terrain. This fluidity keeps him alive, keeps him moving, turning setbacks into setups for the next win. He adapts, he grows, he conquers. 6. Operating from unshakable sovereignty, the inner citadel. Needing others to prop you up is a death sentence for purpose. The Sigma male constructs an inner citadel, a fortress of pure self-reliance. His fuel, his fixes, his fire, it all comes from within. He doesn't beg for permission, lean on saviors, or fish for applause. Choices are his alone, setbacks are his to solve. This isn't cutting himself off, it's claiming total command. He'll use outside tools when they fit, but he never depends on them to stand. This sovereignty shields his purpose from flaky friends, fickle opinions, or missing backup. He's the architect, the builder, the guard of his own destiny. Everything begins and ends with him. Imagine a king ruling from a castle no army can breach. That's the Sigma male's mind, untouchable, sovereign, his own. Stoic self-mastery defines this. True power is needing nothing beyond your own will. He doesn't chase external nods because there's sand in the wind. Here today, gone tomorrow. His worth, his path, his progress, all judged by his own measure. This independence isn't loud or brash, it's a quiet certainty that lets him weather any storm. He owns his failures, claims his wins, and answers to no one but himself. That's the freedom that fuels a purpose no force can shake. 7. Implementing the calibration rhythm, purposeful course correction. Charging ahead blind is as dumb as standing still. The Sigma male weaves in cold, hard reflection. Not to second-guess but to realign. He steps back regularly not to rest but to check the map. Is this still my purpose? Am I building truth or just spinning wheels? This isn't soft soul searching, it's a surgical audit. He spots leaks, cuts dead weight, and adjusts with zero fanfare. No clinging to sunk costs, no tears over what's done, just clear-eyed precision. This rhythm keeps his energy sharp, his actions tied to the real vision, dodging the trap of grinding down a road that's gone nowhere. Think of a pilot mid-flight tweaking the controls to stay on course. That's the Sigma male, steering his life with reason over emotion. Stoic clarity drives this. Examine yourself, fix what's off, move on. He doesn't let pride lock him into a failing plan. He's too smart, too focused. Each check-in hones his path, shedding distractions and doubling down on what works. It's not weakness to shift, it's strength to stay true. By keeping this beat of reflection, he turns effort into progress, ensuring every step lands closer to the reality he's crafting. 8. Executing the non-negotiable, where intent meets uncompromising action. Plans are worthless without the guts to act. The Sigma male picks his must-do moves, the ones that push his purpose forward, and locks them in stone. These aren't maybe tasks, they're the backbone of his day. Everything else, noise, side hustles, temptations, gets shoved aside. He defends this focus like a lion guards its kill. Beneath the calm, there's a furnace blazing, churning through these actions no matter the mood or mess around him. Purpose isn't built on hope, it's stacked up through these relentless, non-negotiable strikes, day after day until it's real. Picture a blacksmith at his anvil, each hammer blow deliberate, unstoppable. That's the Sigma male executing his non-negotiables, pure, focused power. Stoic resolve shines here. Do what aligns with your core, let the rest fall away. He doesn't negotiate with excuses or bend for convenience. These acts are sacred. Whether it's training, creating, or strategizing, he shows up every time. This isn't flash, it's grit piling up into something massive. He knows the secret. Consistency trumps intensity. With every unyielding step, he's not just chasing purpose, he's forging it into existence. 9. Validating from the inside out, the death of external seeking. Chasing claps or pats on the back kills purpose dead. The Sigma male cuts that cord clean. His validation isn't a gold star from the crowd, it's the quiet hum of knowing he stayed true. Did he keep his word to himself? Did he push the needle forward? That's his measure, and it's all that counts. He doesn't care about trends, likes, or the world's shifting scoreboard. This internal gauge makes him bulletproof to mind games, jealousy, or the quicksand of comparison. His worth is his own, fueling a pursuit that's pure, steady, and razor-focused. Imagine a lone wolf, unbothered by the pack's howls, tracking its own trail. That's the Sigma male, free from the leash of outside approval. Stoic wisdom anchors this. Judge yourself by what you can control, your effort, your integrity. He doesn't need a cheering section because he's his own judge and jury. The world's opinion? It's a ghost he doesn't chase. By rooting his value inside, he gains a clarity that cuts through the fog, driving him toward his goal with a strength no one can touch. He's not here to be liked, he's here to be real. 10. Building the embodiment. Purpose as lived reality, not theory. Purpose isn't a TED Talk topic for the Sigma male, it's the blood in his veins. He lives it through every choice, the discipline of his mornings, the honesty in his deals, the focus in his quiet hours. Every move, no matter how small, is a brick in the wall of his reality. He knows the big picture comes from stacking these moments, each one true to his core. There's no gap between who he is and what he's after. He is his purpose, shaped by 1,000 tiny acts of alignment, played out right now, every day. Think of a sculptor chipping away at marble, each strike revealing the form within. That's the Sigma male, crafting his life with intention. Stoic living fuels this. Be your values, not just preach them. He doesn't wait for some grand reveal. He embodies his purpose in the grind, the calm, the choices no one sees. It's not a distant dream, it's the way he walks, talks, and breathes. By living it daily, he turns the abstract into the concrete, proving purpose isn't a theory, it's a man made whole through relentless, authentic action. 11. Leveraging solitude as the strategic war room. Solitude isn't just a break, it's the Sigma male's command center. Alone, he's not just resting, he's plotting, dissecting, mapping the next strike. It's where he takes the raw data of life, wins, losses, shifts, and turns it into gold. In the quiet, he sees the moves ahead, spots the weak points and sharpens his edge. This isn't zoning out, it's high-stakes strategy. He walks out not just refreshed but loaded with precise plans for the next push. This space is his mission's heartbeat. Mess with it and you cripple the whole operation. Picture a general in his tent, poring over maps by lantern light, undistracted, unstoppable. That's the Sigma male in solitude, wielding silence like a weapon. Stoic rationality reigns here. Clear the clutter, think straight, act true. He doesn't drift, he dissects, plans, and fortifies. Every session alone is a briefing with himself, turning chaos into order, doubt into direction. By owning this war room, he keeps his purpose alive and kicking, ready to hit the ground running. It's his edge, his power, his proof that the quietest moments build the loudest victories. You've just walked through the gauntlet, 11 rock-solid principles that define how Sigma males turn purpose into reality. This isn't a pep talk, it's a call to arms. You've got the blueprint, the fire, the sovereignty to make it happen, right now, on your terms. The world won't lift a finger to help, but you don't need it to. The Sigma male community is your fuel, your tribe, your reminder that you're built for this. Take these truths, burn them into your core and act. No excuses, no waiting. If this lit a spark, smash that like button, drop your biggest takeaway in the comments and share this with the men who need to hear it. Already subscribed? Turn on notifications. The Sigma male community is just heating up, and you won't want to miss the next move. Stay relentless, stay sovereign, and build what's yours.